and these are the three-dimensional moves for mobility and stability. And we have 3 planes of motion, 3 dimensions. The first one is called sagittal plane, which is forward, backward. Frontal plane, which is side, side. And then transverse plane, which is rotation. And so I'm going to do these with toe splays in, if you can see them in the video. They help keep feet apart, add more stability, and then create more intrinsic foot muscle activation. And so we'll go through mobility first, and essentially we're just stepping forward, and I'm decelerating with my front leg, and I'm keeping my back leg pinned to the floor. And then to add the whole chain into the exercise, arms up overhead, always following with the eyes. Eyes will follow, hands creating extension through the hip and mid-back. There's forward. Backward is like I'm reaching back behind me, and you can go back, step, reach down and grab ankle, and if this is a problem because people are unbalanced, reach back and just touch hip, knee, ankle, whatever they feel most comfortable with. The next step is going to be a side step. Okay, and again, we'll add hand all the way up to create more motion through the chain all the way up. Next one is going to be opposite direction. And then here you'll get more of a stretch through the lateral chain, the lat, the hip, by putting the foot in front. I will also have patients go behind into more like a curtsy squat if we're going to be targeting the glute there. And rotation is going to be to just step back and adding the hands in all the way. Everything rotates, head everywhere. And then the opposite direction is going to be this way. And so to put all that into motion, we're going to go here, step back, sideways, sideways, rotation, rotation. And now for the stability portion of it, it's going to be like there's ice all around you, and we don't want to break through the ice. And so as we go through this, I'm just going to keep all my weight here. We'll go left leg, and I'm just going to reach forward like there's ice in front of me. I just want to touch with my heel as far forward as I can get. And then we're going to reach back like there's ice behind us, or behind me, and all the way down, touch ankle, all the way up. All the load is being carried on my left foot right now, or this foot here. And then I'm going to reach, barely touch, reach. Always have the option to add hands into the exercise, or we go into that curtsy squat. And then we'll go all the way one way, all the way the other way, as little pressure on the moving leg as we can get. If you want to advance the move even more, we can go all the way down into pistol squat. It's difficult. We can go straight back and make a straight line from your fists all the way to push through the heel. And we go into sideways. I'm gonna get my heel on that thing. So I want to push through the heel. So I make everything, the groinal hip, the rotators of the hip, and then it just extends the motion and creates the tension that we're looking for. And then we go back into curtsy squat. You can go into here, is the other option. And then last would be rotation, which there's no real advancement for. And those are the 3D movements with mobility and stability. Okay, and a regression pattern that I use a lot in clinic for these movements is just a hip extension, a half standing. It's for people who have balance issues, strength issues, or we're just trying really hard to pattern out what it feels like to squeeze the butt cheek and create extension. A lot of times patients will just be in that hunched over posture. So, half standing. I have a lot of patients worried about knees in this position. They typically don't need to worry too much because there's no pressure on the knee. All the weight's being transferred through the foot into the ground. And so with this one, it can be as easy as sometimes if there's a real problem, I'll have patients stand on the wall. This will be on a foot will be on a chair, and they just squeeze their butt and push it forward. Squeeze butt, push it forward. That's the lowest regression, the safest way. But ideally, we're gonna allow patients that hip flexion that they love so much. And then eyeballs on the hands. We're gonna reach the hands up, and as the hands come up, you'll see my hips coming up, and I'm gonna squeeze my butt cheek on the right side here, and then the hands, and with the eyes following, will create extension through the whole chain. So it takes the pressure off the lower back and adds it into the mid-back and the hip where it should be coming from. Up, and then back down. However far they feel like going, because I can sit all the way onto my heel, but a lot of patients can't, so they'll just go dip a little bit and create that extension through the chain. And that can lead into rotation. Again, squeezing the butt into extension or the other direction through there. We can go into this lateral bending for the hips, but most of the time, I'm just trying to teach patients what it feels like to gain hip extension.